If you're a heavy drinker, have you ever relapsed? For me, relapse nearly took my life. To me, relapse is a killer. Focus on the negatives. Seems rather strange that, doesn't it, me saying that, focus on the negatives. Because a lot of people say you should focus on the positives in life. With alcohol, you have to focus on the negatives to stop you from relapsing. It's very easy to go into the pub, it's very easy to open a can of beer. I take the top of a bottle of wine. So in order to stay alive, in my view, and stay healthy, you have to focus on the negatives of taking that first drink, not the positives. Wind the tape forward. So you've been sober for a year, you're feeling good, you feel confident, you feel pretty much stable, you feel like things are going your way, and you decide to have that one drink. You go to the pub, then you go to the bar, you see all the bright lights with the pumps. You think, I'm just going to have one, just one, to get back in the game. And you start drinking and you feel good. And the next day you think, oh, I might have 2 pints now. I can control this. But you can never control it. If you've got a problem with alcohol, you can never control it. You can never go back to social drinking. You're stuck now with only 2 choices. Drink yourself to death or get sober. So what I mean by focusing on the negatives is, before you even go to the pub, avoid that. Think of how negative your life's going to be, how bad it would be if you go to the pub. Because you know yourself you're going to get into trouble. But the power of addiction is so strong, it can lead you towards the door. And the pub is easy to get into, it's hard to get out of. So what I do, I think, well, if I have one drink, in a week's time, I'll be ill. I'll be back to where I was. In 2019, when I had rats in the flat, I couldn't move, I had ascites fluid, I had liver disease. I nearly died. And that's got to be in your mind all the time, how bad you felt. Not how good you felt, but how bad you felt. In the last few years of drinking, I never enjoyed the drink. When the drink changes from wanting to have a drink to needing a drink, then you're in trouble. So before you even get to the pub, before the first thought hits your brain properly, wing it out your brain. And picture yourself in a hospital bed, or how bad you've been, lying in bed sweating, trying to recover for 24 hours. Reaching for the first drink, being sick in the morning because you can't stomach it anymore. The bilateral cough up, the hospital appointments, the relationships that have broken down, the financial problems. Focus on that, not the positives. There's no positives to drinking alcohol. It's all negative down. It's all downhill now. Now, I know a lot of people who get bored. A lot of people who have been off the booze for a while. Various reasons have come off: liver disease, pancreatitis, heart attacks, strokes. The vast majority return through boredom and wondering what it's like to be in control again. Now, boredom is easily combated. You just got to find something else to do. It's not rocket science. You're not having your leg cut off. You find yourself something else to do it, take your mind off it. It's not that easy, but you can do it. If you focus, you must focus. You've got to change your mindset completely. There'll be an off switch now to alcohol. That chapter's finished. We're all finished drinking now. So I was on holiday about 4 years ago when I eventually got a little bit more recovered. I was drinking this zero alcohol beer in Spain. There's lots of 0% alcohol beers in Spain. There's a lot of alcoholics there. A lot of expats turn to booze and drink themselves to death. Anyway, one day I went for the same thing and I bought by mistake the full strength stuff. Very similar can. So I pulled the flip back on the can, took one sip, I thought this isn't right. I checked it was 5%. It was 4 small cans. So I thought, I wonder if I should just have them. There's nobody around on holiday. I've been sober for a couple of years. And I thought, no, I fast forwarded it again in my mind. What's going to happen? In a couple of days' time, I'll be drinking every day when I'm in Spain. And then I'll have to drink on the plane on the way back again. And then I'll be in hospital. So I put the 4 cans. I don't like to do this. I put them in the bin. Went back to the shop and got the zeros. I'm so pleased I did that. There's a couple of times I've been close. starting again. Passed to Wetherspoons not long after I got out of hospital. Walked in, thought I wonder what it's like to have just one. It's a beautiful day, like today. And I resisted. So I played the tape forward to what I would be like in a week. Because when I was off for 8 years, then about a month I think, I've been off for 8 years, I was drinking from 8 o'clock in the morning again. It took me straight back. You see, with relapse and going back on it again, every time you do that, you get this kindling effect which makes things worse. And there's no sort of build up to it. You don't go from being totally sober for 8 years and then you're going to just ease yourself into booze and just bang it straight on. And you miss the hangover stage, you go straight to withdrawal. So you've got to think about the negatives. There's thousands of negatives to drinking. There are no positives to drinking. And there are thousands of positives to being sober and staying sober. You've got to change your mindset. You've got to have a different type of life. And it's not easy to change your life. I drank for most of my life as a teenager. In my adult years, when I was a policeman in London, I lived the pubs in central London. I was king of the pub. Had a high tolerance to booze. Enjoyed myself sometimes. A lot. I thought it was part of the game. Glamorous lifestyle. Everyone was getting hammered. In the 80s and 90s, it was more or less expected of you to go to the pub. But people say people aren't drinking as much, young people aren't drinking as much. Well, I know for a fact that liver disease and deaths from alcohol-related issues in all forms have increased to a level last year, the highest ever on record. So something's going wrong, isn't it? It's cheaper, it's more available, and people are still encouraged to drink. Wetherspoons are open early in the morning, close late. There's always a place to get a drink. Petrol stations, there's a place to get a drink. So if you're feeling dreadful, feeling anxious, you will do when you stop drinking. I'll just nip the garage, get one or two. What are you going to be like in a week's time? You'll be getting 10 delivered to the door. You can't get out your door. I couldn't move. I couldn't leave the flat. I had horrendous anxiety. All your anxiety will come back immediately. Won't take long. You'll have a couple of sips of drink. Enjoy that first hour or two. And the next day, you'll think, what the F have I done? I've messed it all up again. It's as simple as that. You've completely messed your life up again. And you can only afford to do that so many times because your body will give up. You will have a heart attack, you will have a stroke, you'll have an aneurysm, you'll have pancreatitis, you'll have liver disease, you'll have one of all these things, a combination. My anxiety was off the scale. People commit suicide. I want to throw themselves off buildings. I didn't enjoy travelling on the underground anymore. I couldn't drive anywhere. I couldn't drive on straight roads. I used to have panic attacks when I went to shops. Sweating, heart palpitations, not sleeping properly, no relationship with anybody. Couldn't get my hair cut, couldn't have a shave, I couldn't hold my hand steady to have a shave. I couldn't have a cup of tea. I didn't enjoy life. I didn't enjoy anything. It was a total fight just to be alive, really, just to exist. And it was a malign existence, probably less than an existence, to be fair. It wasn't a pleasant experience. None of it was. I'd hate anybody else to get in the same situation I got into. It's a cruel, vicious, horrendous disease, alcoholism. And it is a disease. It's classed as an illness now. It wasn't years ago, and people are still stigmatised. He doesn't drink, he must be drunk. Fair enough, they can say what they want. As far as I'm concerned, they can piss off. I know I'm sober. I know my life's better. I know I've got a good relationship. I know I'm fit. I'm healthy, as far as I can be. Everything works properly in my body. I don't have any hang-ups, zero anxiety, travel where I want, within reason. And life's good. Life's good because I fast forwarded the tape, you see. Every time I felt like a drink, every time I feel like a drink, I fast forward the tape to when I was in hospital. I do not want to be in hospital again. I don't want to die early. It's a strong message, but take heed. I do lives at 9 PM most nights. I also do one-to-one mentoring. There's a link to that in the description. I've got an ebook out as well. And also a WhatsApp group, which is proving quite successful. So if you need anything, drop me a line and I'll speak to you all very soon. Remember, negative, negative, negative. That's what you got to remember.